Oh, hi. Welcome to another episode of PH Coin, and a first little glitch there in the setup. So, again, apologies for the channel changing, seems all the time. I'm trying to dial in the best process to do this channel, and this, I think, is the best way to do it. So, kind of integrating the educational part with the keeping it interesting, and honestly making PowerPoints like that first one I did is really boring, and this is a much more interesting way to do it. So what I'm going to do is kind of show you the coins. We're going to go through the microscope. I'm going to discuss some little factoids about each coin, and then we'll kind of go from there. And you guys will hopefully leave some feedback in the comments, or we'll just keep going this way. This is also kind of the easiest way for me to do it with my schedule and everything. So we are starting off with this beautiful specimen, a 2025D US quarter. The 2025D quarter, interestingly enough, from 1965 to present, is actually 91.67% copper core and 8.33% nickel. So this gold color you're seeing here is the nickel plating, and the inside is copper. Kind of a cute little thing to talk about. Another quick factoid as we're looking over our first little coin here is some verbiage on it. So this front side, most people we call it the heads, and the other side the tail. In some circles, it is in the coin collecting universe, and this is if you want to use it or not. This would be called the obverse side, and the back would be called the reverse side. Some other interesting facts about it is this is actually, before this became a coin, this was called a planchet, kind of like a blank coin. So what you're actually seeing is what happens is a press, a hydraulic press, essentially punches it really hard with a tremendous amount of tonnage. I'll get up for future videos how much exact tons approximately is used, but it's literally in the hundreds of tons. I think the most tonnage a coin will be stamped with is about 540 tons. So kind of keep that in mind. I think a Tesla Cybertruck is like 10 tons or something. You're talking a tremendous amount of pressure. So this part here, the flat part of the coin, is called the field, and then this would be called the relief, the area where the punches. This is actually the bust, but then you have the actual punching. So what's happening actually is the template was made by an engraver, and then usually made out of what's called tool steel, which is a very hard metal for punching. And then it actually, so the part that you see that's raised here was actually in the engraving what wasn't. So this was actually flattened. So the field area is actually flattened with it. Really cool coin. If we flip it over, we're going to go over it with the microscope too, but first I want to show you the reverse side here. We have Alethea Gibson, tennis player. Beautiful, beautiful relief, by the way. Very nice. And another quick tidbit I want to point out real fast. So this E Pluribus Unum is In God We Trust, written in Latin. This is in all coins. And you can see there's one of the special quarters that was made. Oh, another quick tidbit I forgot to put in the video. Let me throw it in real fast here for you guys. This letter right down here, you see this little letter D? That D refers to where the coin was minted. So D is for the Denver Mint. And this is from 1906 through present. They're the largest producer of circulating coins. Interestingly enough, from 1838 to 1861, the D actually used to refer to the Georgia Mint, which no longer is functioning. But that's kind of an interesting little side bit. So today when you see a D, that's the Denver Mint. It's the largest producer of circulating coins. So most of the coins you're going to encounter are going to have a D. So now let's take a look at reverse side again really fast. Looking pretty good. And the other cool thing I like to point out with this video now, the other thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you my opinion if I think it's worth grading or not, and then I'm going to have to do a cutaway, and I'm going to show you feeding the still images which I took earlier into AI, and we'll get AI's opinion on if it's worth grading or not. Another quick tidbit to tell you guys now is that just because a coin is old doesn't mean it's valuable. So kind of people sometimes think, oh, it's really old, it must be valuable. Not always true. The bigger issue with coin value is going to definitely be the age. So, I mean, not the age, I apologize. So the rarity of the coin, if it's rare or not, is really going to determine. I will tell you right before I even zoom in the microscope is that I can see here a bit of scratches. This could be caused by what's called the coins hitting each other in the bag. As they go into the bag, they kind of collide with each other. That could definitely be causing the surface dings we're seeing. And I'm not going to go into, some collectors go into things like luster and color, tone, and strike quality. Honestly, I'm not a professional, I'm just more of a professional hobbyist, so I'm not going to go into tremendous detail. I'm going to point out the obvious things for you in our search for grading coins. We will, in the channel, I will show you guys, there's a previous video where I had a silver dollar that you guys saw that I sent into grading. Did come back, we'll do a reveal of that in future videos. And I'll be sending other coins in for grading as well. So, I can already tell you here, I haven't even zoomed in, but you see here there's a little bit of a scratch there on his neck. And right here, there's a teeny little scratch. Oh, and also, if anyone's curious, this tool I'm using is actually a dental tool. These are great little things. They're super cheap. It's just a plastic wand, and it's got this little fuzzy tip to it. It's used to apply, I think sometimes something to, I don't know, polished teeth or something. The reason I use it is it's awesome that it cannot, as you can see, it does not even remotely damage the coin because it's so soft, and I mean you can kind of see it kind of bends really easily. And the tray I'm using is a pleather padded jewelry tray that protects the coin. Really important when you're dealing with coins, wear gloves, and really be careful handling it. Always handle the coin from the edges whenever possible, like this. Hold it on the edges, or very gently in your hand like that, but don't drop it. A coin can go from worth thousands of dollars to $0 if you ding this rim, for example. If you do that, that can definitely do it. This by the way is called the edge, and the rim would be hard to show on the microscope, is going to be that piece right there. Let me see, maybe I can zoom into that for you guys. I'm going to try. I've never actually tried this. Oh, there we go, yeah. So there you go. You can see it really well. Got little markings. And that's also caused by the press of the coin when it's done. So, going back to our microscope friend here. We saw a few defects there. Now we're going to drop in really close, much closer than before. And now you can really see, wow, look, I mean, look at this. They're just little micro scratches all over the specimen. The rim and the edge surprisingly look really good, but you can see here just a ton of, wow, there's just a boatload of scratches. I'm going to call it now, this coin is definitely not worth grading. This is probably just worth 25 cents. It is definitely not a gradable coin, definitely not worth it. It is a good, you can see here the good quality engraving though, very sharp. By the way, these engravings are handmade by artists, which is kind of a cool note. But yeah, you can see a lot of, right here, you see here, this right here, little C. I can maybe zoom in a bit, let me zoom in a bit closer for you guys. Give me 1 second. We're going to try and see, so that initial, which is kind of cool, that is the artist's initial. I'm going to adjust my little preset area here. I'm going to try and get in even closer, if I can find it now. Oh, there it is. Okay, I think I might be too close. Oh, no, there it is. It's super faint, and I'm not, now that I see it zoomed in, I'm not even sure that is the artist's initials, because it looks kind of like just a glitch. So, might not be the artist initial there like I thought it was, but there is usually an artist initial. And I don't know, you guys maybe in the comments tell me what you think. That looks like it might be the artist initial. Looks like a C, maybe an L. Not really quite sure. I'm looking at my notes off camera here for this particular coin to see where, if and where the artist initial might be And yeah, it's usually in the obverse side. It's usually here. I'm sure there are people out there who are much better at this than I am that can tell me. That does look, in my opinion, completely unprofessional. That looks like it might be the artist's very faint initials. Could be this coin. Obviously, it was in high circulation. You can see all the micro scratches on it. Might be his initials. I don't know. Here we have "In God We Trust" written out, but you can see a lot of scratches. And I always find it fascinating how when you zoom out, it looks one way. And once we zoom into this resolution, you can really see this is definitely a common quarter. It was heavy circulation. And a lot of these scratches look like the coin hitting other coins, even though this is a pretty hard metal. Alloy, I should say, not a pure metal, but still. Ooh, there's an interesting little look at that little dent there. That's kind of cool. I'm always fascinated by metallurgy and metals, even though it's not my field of work. It just fascinates me to look at it. Kind of fun. I hope you guys enjoy this channel as well, just kind of looking at things and seeing all the little defects. Not much chemical damage or environmental damage, I'd say. This looks more like physical. It's just getting beat up. So let's zoom it out, flip it over. Come on, there we go. And zoom it in. In the comments, if anyone asks, I've had some people, some friends ask what kind of scope I use or equipment I use. I do not like to be prescriptive, so I'm actually not going to share on purpose what kind of microscope this is or the tools I use, because I want to try and keep the channel as agnostic as possible to how you do it yourself. Choose the tools that work best for you within your price range. This is obviously an autofocus setup, so it's a little bit more expensive, but you don't need something like this if you want to do, coin hobbyists, of course. There, ooh, hello. That looks like definitely an artist initials right there next to the tennis racket. Anyway, now I'm going to totally destroy this verbiage. And I'm gonna cheat. I'm going through my cheat sheet, guys. I don't want to screw this up for you guys. So, E pluralis unum is "In God We Trust" in Latin. And I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't, I apologize. My best bet on it. But anyway, here we're looking at the reverse side of the coin, which again looks pretty good. And again, if you're looking at it from this, on the scope here, not a very high magnification. I apologize, I don't know exactly what magnification we're at. My scope doesn't actually give me the exact magnification numbers. But we're pretty close. When you do send it for grading, they're going to go a lot closer. I think grading, you're talking about 20x. Might be more than that, depending. Obviously, if you go in close enough, you're going to see defects. Take an electron microscope to it, you're going to see a whole bunch of hills and valleys. We're going to drop down now. And I'm going to misplace my remote. That's awesome. There we go. All right, here we go. And again, we're seeing the same symptoms we saw on the obverse side. Lots of little micro scratches here, a lot on the rim. And the edge is looking pretty good. I mean, if you look at it, those teeth are looking pretty good. There is some initials, possibly the artist initials. And I saw also here RG. So it might be the obverse and the reverse side initials. I'm not really sure. I'm sure we could research it on Google or whatever search engine you prefer to use, but those definitely look like artist initials to me. Again, the field is the flat part, and you can see the engraving part, the raised part. And yeah, according to my notes, that should be the artist. I don't know why we have two initials. It might have been two different artists, but just imagine the attention to detail to engrave this. And the other cool thought to think about, when this is engraved, they have to engrave it in the reverse, because remember, you're pressing into the metal, into the planchet, and then it's actually forming this image. So you have to, when you're engraving it, it's the opposite of what you want it to be, which is kind of messes with your head. Very good detail, though. Look at that attention to detail. That is pretty wild. Pretty cool. And if anybody knows who Alethea Gibson was or is, that would be a cool little thing to know. Again, $quarter. We have here Trailblazing Champion. Awesome. Very cool. Well, I mean, to make it on the dollar, she must have done something right. Look at that attention to detail on the racket. That is pretty incredible engraving work. Ooh, here's an interesting little defect. You can see there on the unum, a little bit of denting there. So, bottom line on this quarter, beautiful specimen, really nice. I love, honestly, looking at all the defects on the coins. And this is my personal take on this, is this coin is going to come back. Do not grade. It looks really, definitely was in circulation and definitely not worth grading. And now we're going to cut away to the AI. So hello, I'm back. We have an AI loaded up, and I uploaded the image of the coins. You can see here the coins that were uploaded, and we're going to ask it, oh, I could ask Gemini, if I can type, is this coin worth grading? Now if you want, you can pause the video now and put in your own theory if you think it's worth grading or not. Also, quick caveat, this is Gemini by Google. Use whatever AI you want to use. I personally use Gemini and ChatGPT. These are both the paid versions at a certain level. The other thing I recommend you do, depending on what you use, is you have Fast Thinking Pro. I'm going to go Thinking because I like a little bit more, processing power, and see what it really thinks. I know it's going to come back and say no, but let's find out. I at least predict it's going to come back and say no, it's not worth grading. So, again, those micro scratches we saw, it's a 2025. It's hugely not a rare coin. So I don't think it's going to be worth grading. Let's see what it says based on the breakdown. 2025 quarter, again, standard circulation. Yep, Denver Mint. There we go. Surface quality, here we go. Appears to be brilliant, uncirculated. Okay, that wasn't my first impression, but sure. Can see some light chatter, minor contact scratches, yes, on the cheek and in the open field. We saw that. Estimated grade is an MS. Wow, okay. I am humbled and stand corrected. I didn't predict it to be worth an MS64, MS65. That's really quite interesting. It's definitely not flawless. Yeah, it's not just, yeah, MS. I think I did talk to you guys about grading in the YouTube channel a little bit previously, but the higher the number, MS70 is the highest value a coin can be graded. And an interesting side bit about how this grading comes into the 70 is, the way it was done was that an MS70 coin is worth 70 times its face value. So like an MS64 would be worth theoretically 64 times or 65. I don't think, like they say here, that's just an approximation, It doesn't, like in this case, you can see the market value is $1 to $3. I can tell you to grade a coin, I've got a silver dollar, which I'm going to show in another video. That one cost $85 to grade. It's worth it's worth more than $85, so it's worth grading it. But as you can see here, for $3, I would not grade it because even if I got $50 for it resale, it would not be worth grading. I mean, you see our grading fees. Yeah, you're not going to get it graded for $40. I can tell you that right now. Return shipping on a coin is going to be more than $40. So, the grading fee plus the return shipping fee and the shipping to the grading company is definitely going to be more. So yeah, not worth grading. Again, MS66 sells for $15. I'm not gonna. And also, I've had some friends of mine ask me, are there like volume discounts for grading? No. So if you send them one coin or you send them 500 coins, you're still paying for each coin. I again do not want to be prescriptive of which grading company you use. Use PCGS or anybody you want to use. I use a different company. But again, so is it worth grading? Right here they say here, the coin would need to be nearly MS68, which is highly, I do not, just looking at it under the scope, this is not an MS-68, not even close. Honestly, I would even disagree with the AI, with Gemini here. I do not think it would even be an MS-64. My personal opinion, maybe an MS-50, maybe a 45, but nah, I don't think it'd be a 64. As a matter of fact, if I was just zoom in and send Gemini the high-res zoomed-in images, I think it would conclude, yeah, that's not worth it. So yeah, so that's it for this one. Now let's move on to the next coin.